Hey y'all. I applied for the academy after I went to Chicago last summer with the EJ Alumni Association. And while I was there, it was so many passionate people in the room about environmental justice. And I was a biology major, majoring in physical therapy, and I just knew that I was gonna do physical therapy. I just knew, oh, I'm so happy that they're coming in the room. So while I was in Chicago, it was so many people in the room explaining to me how important it was to be doing this work. And in that moment, I was like, Mercy, are you really doing what you think you should be doing? Is physical therapy really what you wanted to do? And so I was like, all you can do is try and see if that's where you fit. So everybody also in that room told me that the EJ Academy was hard. And as an alumni, as an intern at the time looking at the material, I'm like, no, it can't be that hard. Well, I'm here to tell you it is. I promise you, if it wasn't for Miss Sher, I promise I wouldn't be here right now. So I have to thank the alumni that I met in Chicago for the reason I'm being here and giving me the inspiration to see how important this work is and to inspire me to do it too.
And tell them what you're going to do next.
Oh, well, I did graduate from Alcorn State with a biology degree in pre-physical therapy. And since I have a found interest in environmental justice, I am now interning with Georgia Tech with their carbon management. And I plan on applying for grad school at Jackson State in environmental justice. Environmental science. They don't have an environmental justice program.
So I'd say for me, I was actually Tacoma Miller. And so I was actually referred to this program from a previous cohort member who did not complete the cohort, but thought that I would be. I'm just going to put her on the spot. Her name is Kathleen Kirkpatrick. She worked for the EPA long ago, back in the 80s, in the EPA Region 9 in the Water Division. And we were actually working on a project, and she thought that I would be a good fit for it. But I'll tell you, I was born into the EJ movement. I'm from Anniston, Alabama. And if you all know the history of Anniston and the PCB settlement, I lived it, I breathed it. I went off to college, I came back home, and I'm working in it. And so I felt like I had a moral obligation when it was brought to me to apply to this program. Actually, the community that I'm from received 2 EPA Collaborative Solving Problem Model grants. They were a part of one of the 15 that were selected in the initial cohort. And then the organization that I now work for received the grant in 2004, that following year. And so I felt like something was missing, because I look back on the history of what was supposed to be accomplished, it didn't follow through. And so I felt like I have a moral obligation to take this to the next generation so that the story can continue to be told, and so that we can heal from the years and years of trauma that the community is still facing all these years later. So for me, it's a moral obligation to be here. And I've been empowered by the many faces that share this struggle and that are empowered in this work. So it's really been a pleasure.
Hi, Beata. So my first professional job or experience, as far as with real experience in the real world, was being an environmental justice intern with the South Carolina Department of Public Health and Environmental Department. And so I actually had the opportunity to connect with a lot of community members. One of the community members that the department worked with is my community that I grew up in. And so I was able to meet a lot of people in my community. And we were able to talk about some of these issues. We had the opportunity to do EJ Academy with Mr. Omar, and just due to some scheduling, I wasn't able to finish the one with Mr. Omar. So when I saw this opportunity to do it with the EPA, I was like, okay, this is like a second opportunity for me to not only start but finish. And so it's just been a good opportunity to learn, especially when it comes to grant development, as far as looking out for other grant opportunities and funding opportunities, especially in this climate right now. So just with everything that's going on, I feel like EJ Academy or EEA has prepped me for this new normal that we're facing at this point. So I'm very fortunate to be a part of this cohort and to meet new people and, you know, hopefully just take what I learned to advocate for not only myself, but my family, my community members.
Very good. Yes, yes. So, Beata talked about grant management. So I see several of you brought your portfolios in here. More than likely, any grant that you would apply for, your information is contained in this portfolio, whatever you would need. You know, you'd have to, you know, expound on it, I'm sure. But the framework is compiled in your portfolio. So when we thought about what we were going to assign you to do for homework, it wasn't just, oh, let's just make up something for them to do. I mean, we were very intentional and very thoughtful about how you would be able to use this information in the future. So don't throw that book away, you know, modify it, update it, but you should be able to use this in the future for grants, working with partners, or anything else that you'd be doing in your community.